Hello, my soil fam. So this is part 2 of the raised bed that I harvested all the leeks from. And so I'm going to be keeping the bottom portion of these leeks because I want to replant them. Getting them out of the soil is something else because this soil is really hard, but we're going to go through the process and get this done. So I'm going to get this soil taken care of and get these leeks all replanted. Stay tuned. So it has been an hour already. So as you can see, I am still at it trying to get these leeks out of the soil, the root system. You see these roots on these things? So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get them out as gently as possible. Although leeks are pretty hardy, I move these around the garden all the time. I'm going to set these aside so I can go ahead and replant them. So I went ahead and took all the onions out. As you can see, it's a bunch of roots in here, and the soil is really hard, so I'm going to go ahead and break up the soil. After I do that, I'm going to go ahead and sift it so that I can reuse it again, and then I'll get things planted. So this is one of the best tools I ever purchased. It's an auger bit. It hooks up to your drill. It'll break up that soil and save you some back stress. So I went ahead and removed the rosemary as well. As you can see, the soil level has dropped tremendously. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this soil taken care of, and then I'm going to replant the rosemary, the onions back in here, in between and around where I want the squash to be. So as you can see, all the soil has been sifted. It's nice and loose, not that hard soil that you saw before. I'm going to go ahead and add some more soil. As I stated before, the soil level has dropped, and so we want to make sure this bed is full. And let me go get my amendment. So I'm going to add a little bone meal, some earthworm castings, and blood meal. Make sure that when you're reusing raised bed and potting mixes that you add your amendments, because over the course of watering throughout the season, your soil can become depleted of its nutrients. So I've added a handful of bone meal. I'm going to add a handful of blood meal, and then I'm going to add 2 handfuls of earthworm castings, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this all mixed in. So after I get the amendments all mixed in, I'm going to go ahead and add some table scraps. The table scraps will break down over time, and it's going to feed my plants throughout the season. So I dropped some table scraps in there. I had some eggshells, some coffee grounds. I had some used tea bags because I make my own tea. And I dropped all that in there. And I think I have some banana peels in the house that I had in a Ziploc in the refrigerator. I'll be back. All right, so I did have some banana peels. Banana peels break down fairly quickly. All the rest of it is going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to cut my finger off. And so I just want to cut them up into smaller pieces and spread them out throughout this bed here. So I trimmed the rosemary back, and now I'm going to get it planted back into the soil. So I got my rosemary planted back in. Now I'm going to start planting some of these onions back in, because we have to have the onions in for extra protection from all these pests that we're going to be dealing with throughout this season. See the roots on those things? Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to plant my squash in here, because I have 3 plants. And so I want to kind of stagger these onions in between. All right, so I got some leeks planted back. I got the rosemary planted back in. I put a marigold over on this corner. I put one on this corner. And the calabacita squash is gonna go in a triangle. I have 3 plants, so That's how they're gonna go in. And most likely I will drop some nasturtium right around this border here. So hopefully that will be enough protection to protect my squash. We shall see. All right, guys, so here's my calabaceous squash that I started from seed. So we are gonna get those babies planted. Then I'm going to water everything in with some 511, which is fish emulsion, and a little bit of fermented plant fertilizer. All right, guys, I'll keep you posted on the progress. Happy gardening, everyone.